Rising above the bustling streets of South London, two concrete monoliths mark the skyline of Croydon. Towering over IKEA's Croydon store, they're known unofficially as the IKEA Towers. But these brutalist giants have more of a history than you may think. The Chimneys started life as part of the Croydon B power station, sitting beside the Victorian Croydon A station, which had itself opened in 1896. But the plans for the new electrical station, designed by Robert Atkinson and commissioned by the then Croydon Borough Council, never came to fruition with the outbreak of World War II in 1939, leading to work being halted. Construction on the site continued in 1946, but the original plans were scaled back. When the building of the power station had finished in 1950, the two towers were relatively dwarfed by the six far larger concrete cooling chimneys of the initial station next door. When nationalisation took place in 1948, they came under the auspices of Clement Attlee's government, and the UK government remained in charge of the site until its decommissioning in 1984 under Margaret Thatcher. Up until the 1970s, the coal-fired stations had 3 locomotives arrive by rail each day to keep them going. These trains went from being steam-powered to electric in the 1960s. During the 1970s, the coal began to get shipped down from Northumberland to King's North and arrive at the stations by 25 lorries each day rather than by train. The Chimneys, along with the disused station, were also the backdrop of a cult classic film, featuring in parts of Terry Gilliam's Brazil in 1985. Retail units started to populate the Purley Way estate in the 1980s, in place of the power stations, and pressure was put on the government to get rid of the 2 300-feet chimneys in the early 90s, as the whole area around them was regenerated into what is now the Valley Park Retail and Leisure Complex. IKEA was looking at the site around them in 1991 and was initially put off by having the chimneys soaring over their site. However, an agreement was made whereby the Swedish company was able to paint its colors on the old advertisement boards at the top, giving the chimneys part of their distinct character we recognize today. But the future of the chimneys has been the subject of continuous speculation in the early 21st century, including when IKEA looked at a £70,000 expansion in September 2003, with the chimneys being partially developed for a restaurant and museum. Due to local opposition, proposed alterations were abandoned, with the 2 remnants of Croydon's industrial past continuing to soar into the South London sky. For many years, they were known as Croydon's second tallest building, but that accolade has now been eclipsed. At 300 feet tall, they were once only surpassed by the Croydon Transmitting Station, built in 1962, which stood at an impressive 500 feet. To some, they are eyesores. To others, urban landmarks, icons of a forgotten vision for Croydon's future. The towers have found their way into local lore and even inspired photographers and filmmakers drawn to their eerie, postmodern presence. The IKEA Towers remind us that architecture is more than function. It's a reflection of the hopes, ideals, and contradictions of its time. Here in Croydon, history doesn't just lie in ruins or monuments. Sometimes It looms above a car park, cast in concrete.